Hey, this is Retired Geek Woman, Adventures with Rhiannon, Stardew Valley 1.5, Retired Slow Play, number 40. And we're getting ready now for the 19th day of summer in year number 2. And you can just see that we just got a whole bunch of money. We did good last night. We got 45,000. Give our kitty a pet. It's a rainy day. That's when your pet stays inside. That's one of my clues. Plus, I can hear the frogs frogging when I wake up in the morning. So we're just in the lightning. Oh, I just love storms. If you haven't heard any of my videos or episodes before, then you're going, oh wow, storms. Yeah, the ones who've heard these before, they know I say this all the time because it's true. I absolutely love rain and storms. I love rain because it's very, very peaceful, which apparently that's what a pluviophile is, person who's peaceful when it rains. And storms are just kind of exciting to me, as long as I'm inside and not having to be outside in it, which I'm not. Rainy days, your animals stay inside, so we come in here and say hi to these three guys. And let's see, Piglet's worth 12,000. He's getting up there on how much I want to get back from him. But as long as we don't need the money for anything else, we're making decent enough money on other things, then I'm going to leave him be. I'm not going to keep pigs. I don't like pigs. Go back to the previous episode if you want to hear all the whys on that. But it'd be nice if I can sell him and recoup my money. I think I paid 16,000 for him, so it'd be nice if I could recoup that. So, and the how it increases is your relationship with the animal increased. And we've got another baby dinosaur. We are getting so many baby dinosaurs. Isn't that cool? They give it a very bizarre name. That's default, and I'm going to go with Brachi. And how I'm coming up with my dinosaur names is I go on to Google and I Google dinosaurs. And any kind of dinosaur, triceratops or whatever, I'm not going to attempt to say them because I can't pronounce most of them. But I take the first part of a real dinosaur name and shorten it to make one of my dinosaur names because I am the opposite of creative. So that's the reason for that. So anyway, we've collected all of our eggs and we've got our new baby dinosaur. I'm so excited. You can have up to 12 animals in both the deluxe coop and the deluxe barn, each of them. So the deluxe coop, I'm going to keep a chicken. I always keep a chicken. And I haven't decided if I'm going to get rid of both chickens, but I'll keep at least one chicken, at least one duck, a bunny rabbit, and all the rest will probably be dinosaurs. That's what I normally do. That dinosaur mayonnaise, when you look at how much you get for it, it's like, I forget, I'm not looking at it right now, but it's the most valuable. And I realize you don't get a new egg every day, but I'm getting enough. And I'll probably only keep the 3 mayonnaise machines. I don't increase it normally. We'll see. For right now, we've got what we need. We're staying ahead. We're not running out of eggs or anything. So we're doing good. I'm going to pop in here and check on our... I'll keep an eye out on that apple tree that's growing back there because we really want to look at this. The crystallarium gave us a diamond. If you watched the previous episode, I told you I had missed something, and that's what I had missed, is that my crystallarium made its first diamond. So we're going to start collecting those diamonds and putting them in the shipping bin. And so I can't remember how long it takes for it to make them, but it's like a free diamond. That diamond actually made us even because we had to basically donate a diamond to it. So now we're even and we've got that diamond. And from now on, every diamond that it makes, it's like free money that pops up on that crystallarium. So I love that thing. And eventually we'll need other things from it, but for now, the diamond is all that we really need because it's the highest valued gem. So that's why I chose it, because obviously we need the money. So we'll see how much we get for that. And look at all these things that we get to harvest. How exciting is that? So look at these melons. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. No, I don't want to eat the hobs. Yes, I'm working really hard using my mouse scroll wheel. Thank you for whoever suggested that. I don't know who suggested, somebody did, and I apologize for not remembering who. But I do appreciate you suggesting that I use a scroll wheel to move through the things in my inventory on the inventory bar instead of bringing my mouse up and clicking on something. It is faster. I'm pretty sure that I got this game not too long after it was released, which was early 2016. So I've been playing it that many years a certain way, you know, and it's really hard for me to retrain my brain so that it will, so that I'm trying to do something different. It's very hard once you learn something a certain way and trying to change the way that you do it. So anyway, what I'm doing is I was trying to decide what do we want to put in our preserve jars. We've got melon jelly that we've got ready, and the melon jelly, oh my gosh, it was like over, was it 600 something per jar? It was very, very good. I'm trying to decide what to plant next. Red cabbage takes 9 days to mature, but it is the 19th of the month and 9 days would be the 28th. And it seems to me that you really need to go a day shorter than that. So what I was trying to decide was about the deluxe speed grow, because deluxe speed grow cuts down your growing time by 25%. So I was thinking that if I could get enough deluxe speed grow, and I didn't know how much I had that I had already and how much I was going to be able to make with the resources that I have, I might be able to plant some red cabbage and have it ready in time. So that's what I was thinking about. That's what I was pondering there. I've got 2 right now. Melons obviously is 12 days, cabbage is 9 days. So if I could cut that down by 25%, then I could go ahead and get them planted. So what I decided to do, and I know this is very risky, I decided to do an experiment. I'm going to put down 2 things of the deluxe speed grow and plant the 2 seeds there, and then I'm going to plant another one there and see if it gets ready in time, if I was right, because it would be harvestable on the 28th of the month, which is the last day of the season. So we'll have to wait and see on that. I just thought I would give it a try. I thought, well, I'll only be losing 1 seed if I do that. I really hate it that I just haven't taken the time to tap any more oak trees. We're definitely in our 3rd year. We're going to be cranking up production like no tomorrow. We're going to plant as many oak trees as we can get a row of them going, because it's that oak resin and the coral that we use to make that deluxe speed grow. And eventually you'll see my whole process of how I crank things up, but it does take time. It takes time and money. So, you know, right now I'm trying to get as much money as I can to go upgrade our farmhouse again. And again, this is my own urgency I'm putting on this. I want to have it done by the end of the 2nd year, and I've got a little over 2 seasons to go before I would hit that goal or be at that goal. And I'm pretty positive that I'll be able to hit it much, much sooner than that. And this is my fruit chest, which is completely backwards. It just has so many things in it that don't belong in there. And I'll get this all organized soon. After we get these other things out of the way, these other goals done, then we'll be working on trying to reorganize things a little bit so that they make better sense to everyone. Again, checking here, and we're missing apples. And you can see that there is no more of the things at the community center. The only thing left is that bulletin board and those 3 apples. So it really frustrates me that I didn't buy that tree sooner. I should have bought that as soon as I got the greenhouse. But again, you know, it's all priorities for me. It's what it's really about, and trying to make sure that I'm doing the things in the right order. And you know, I guess the right order for me, I should say. There's no right or wrong. If you decide to play this game, there is no right or wrong. You can play it however you want. But I have a certain way that I like to play it. Oh, look at the oak resin right there. That's what we need. And see, why I haven't tapped the tree behind it is, the tree in front of it is beyond my understanding. I just keep seeing it, and I keep forgetting about it when I go back to play again. It's like, what's the matter with your brain? Oh my gosh. As you can probably surmise, we're headed to the SuperSecret Forest. We need some more hardwood, which we know we can get it at the SuperSecret Forest. The traveling merchant here stops by and sells things that may be hard to get and charges an absolute fortune for them. my gosh, look at the price. Just a fairy rose by itself, $14.50. It's like, oh my heavens, no. But you know, in your cases, it may save your behind. Like it had a wood skip or something that was on there. So if you really need something, and the traveling cart's got it, get it. But I almost never buy anything from that traveling cart. It's just too expensive, and I would rather just wait. The only exception to that, and this is something that you all need to know in case it's important to you, if you're trying to finish the community center in the first year, and if you click, when you first start a brand new game, there's an option there to click that says guaranteed community center. Something about, I can't remember the exact something. It says the word community center in it. To be able to be completed in the first year. If you click that button, then that traveling merchant will have, I believe it's a red cabbage, not a seed, but a red cabbage that they will sell you sometime in the first year, so that you can complete that community center. Otherwise, you can't, because the seeds are not available for sale from Pierre until the second year. So again, it wasn't important to me to finish the community center in the first year. I would never, even if I had clicked that, I would never have made it, because there's too many things that need to have happened. You can see how that we're not done yet, and we are almost halfway through the second year. And it wasn't the red cabbage that was holding us up, it's other things. So again, if you're a power player, a power gamer, and you want to power through this, knock yourself out. That's one way to do it. But I don't. So anyway, red hardwood. It's red. I keep calling it redwood, but it's actually hardwood. It's just red, so it messes up my brain. So that's why I keep saying that. And we need quite a bit of it. You can see we don't have any quests that we can actually do right now. I'm not gonna go to how do you say that? Kai, QI? I don't know. Anyway, he wants us to go to the 25th level of the Skull Caverns. That's not going to happen for a very long time. There's no time limit on that quest, and I'm just not in the right place at all. I don't have the right equipment, if you will, to go to the Skull Cavern. It's just not going to happen for a long time, and it's no big deal to me. It'll happen at some point, and I have a good way to do that without having to do too much fighting, and I will share that with you when the time comes. So having had that extra oak resin, I grab a piece of coral, and it does make 5 speed grows out of 1. So, you know, eventually when we get everything cranking and things are going along, we're going to be making a ton of it. I'd like to, if you plan it at the beginning of the season, and if everything works out just right, you don't have to put extra deluxe speed grow down, but I always make sure I've got tons on hand before I plant my crops for the season, because it does make everything faster, and more, you know, the more plants and things that you can harvest and process, the more money you're going to make. So, you know, again, eventually we'll have way more money than we need, but that's going to take a really long time. If you've watched a previous episode, you remember we went down into the sewers, and there was a special item down there that cost $2 million. I want that item. There's other things that we want that are very expensive, but eventually we'll have them all. In my 11-year playthrough, which you've heard me talk about before, I've got everything that's expensive, and so I don't really have anything to spend my money on, and I can't remember how much I have. 10 million. I don't really need money anymore. So, but again, that's very late game when you get to that point. So what I'm doing is I'm going to go fishing, but I also thought I would double check these relationships. My goal before the end of the second year here is to have 8 hearts with at least 5 people, and hopefully 10. And when it gets closer to that time, we'll talk more about my reasoning for that. But again, it's my own reasoning, and it's also a spoiler that I don't want to share with you yet. It is my goal to share things about the game as we go along and not spoiling things for you. Monster, ghosts, no, I think we're not going to get that wizard, because we're not going to the mines a whole lot right now, and I didn't want to accept it, so there was no need for it to be on there. It has a time limit anyway, I believe. So anyway, what I started to say is that there, you know, as we go along, I'm telling you things that are appropriate for what we're doing in that moment, but I'm really trying hard not to spoil things for some of the bigger things that are really exciting to see when they happen. So I'm trying very hard. It's hard because there's so many exciting things that are upcoming, and I just don't. I want to tell you all about it, but that kind of defeats the purpose of watching a playthrough and being invested in what's going on right now. An example of me messing something like that up, I happened to mention in a very early episode that there were dinosaurs, and that was before we got a dinosaur egg. So I felt really bad that I had spoiled that for somebody, because I know there's people watching. I know at least one person, but probably quite a few more of you who haven't seen this game before. So I felt really bad that I had spoiled that for someone by mentioning it offhandedly. So I'm going to really try hard not to do that. As you can see, we walk in and there's this cutscene. There's a conversation going on between Robin and Demetris. And so I don't know if it hurts or either one of the relationships if you pick a side on this fight. So not a fight, a discussion that they're having between the two of them about a tomato being a fruit or a vegetable. And so I just picked one. I know what the true answer is. And yes, as a farmer, I suppose my farmer would know the answer to that for sure. I learned about it in school when I was a kid. So I don't know. I just picked one. I wasn't sure how it would hurt. So anyway, I was trying to catch up with Demetris because it's his birthday, and I want to give him a gift on his birthday. So I have these sweet peas, and I know that he likes sweet peas. So I wanted to double check and look at Demetrius. So we are one heart away from where I want to be with him. So kind of just looking through and saying who else am I going to be able to run across real quick and give them a gift of something. And I decided to go ahead and give it to Robin. She's one of those people that we see pretty regularly because we're coming up here all the time. So anyway, I went ahead and give it to her. So we keep working on those relationships. It's very important that we keep working on the relationships. So I thought that we might go fishing again here at the mountain lake, I think it's called, in the documentation. And you can see that when you throw your rod, it goes all the way almost over to the edge. But I'm getting a max cast, and that was what I was trying to do, is make sure that I'm casting as max as I can. And I end up with a plain, simple, old carp. And they are a low value item. You can see that this is probably another carp, because we can tell that the little fishy thing is not moving around on my green bar at all. It's like I could just take my hands off the mouse and not do anything, because it's just not doing anything at all. So I'm not sure how. I don't know if it's luck. I don't know what it is, because you certainly can catch other things besides carp in this mountain lake. Now this doesn't look like a carp. It looks like something else. Yeah, it's a chub. So anyway, fishing, trying to get ourselves over 50,000 so we can make our next farmhouse upgrade. And the good news is I haven't told you what happens when you do that upgrade, so that's cool. So I haven't completely spoiled it for you, and I'll try not to. So, oh my gosh, this is kind of like blah. But it's like, it's already 8 o'clock at night, and I saw no reason to try to travel somewhere else. We'll just go ahead and finish out our fishing evening right here in this mountain lake, and see if we can get anything better than what we're getting. I don't know. I'm not sure if luck plays into it. As far this, if it is, we're having a really bad luck day. We're getting soggy newspaper and low value fish. So soggy newspapers are trash. It can be recycled. And hopefully by me saying that out loud, I'll remember to take some of this stuff back and put it in the recycle bin and create a chest that I need to make right next to the recycle bin and start bringing all my trash back, putting it through there, because you get valuable stuff. That's one really cool thing about that recycle bin, is you can take something that you would normally put in the trash, or you can put it in your shipping bin and get 0 for it and get useful items. So let's try not to lose this fish. It's like it was a super easy fish, and I really wasn't doing a very good job of not losing it. That would have been so sad. So another carp, blah, blah, blah. But there's a treasure chest. Look at this. A broken trident. It's a level 5 dagger. It's like, holy crap. That's a pretty good little thing. It's not something I'll ever use because I have a much better sword. for taking to the mine or where, the super secret forest or any place like that. But it's got to be worth something, right? So we'll get it over to the adventure guild soon and get rid of it and get money for it, because it's not something I want. But it is a weapon, and we got it in a treasure chest. Boy, look at that. This is a heck of a lightning storm. So pretty awesome there. So if nothing else, we get to enjoy a lightning storm. So that's pretty cool. And oh my gosh, carps are us. I mean, at least it's a iridium quality carp. I mean, geez Louise. It's just almost 10 o'clock and we're just not getting hardly anything. We're wasting bait and cork bobbers. It's like, oh my goodness. Let's see. And we finally got a bullhead. Oh, and a iridium quality bullhead at that. So that's good. So maybe we'll have a little bit better luck now that it's getting later. I know that you can catch different fish different times of day. So now after 10 p.m. maybe we'll get some other things besides the boring carps. Or maybe not. No, this probably isn't a carp, I don't think. I don't know. It wasn't. It was a chub. So the chub kind of has the same basic behaviors as the carp as far as jumping up and down there. And look at that. That fish is just laying down there. That has to be a carp. And what's funny is I never remember. No, it was a chub. Wow. I know, an iridium quality one. Wow, that was pretty crazy. So I guess the carp and the chubs have very similar behaviors. And to be honest, I don't ever remember what the behaviors are. I don't fish enough after a certain point in the game to memorize it. I'll just know if it's jumping up and down really hard, it's going to be a high quality fish. It's going to be not a high quality one, but a harder to catch fish. More difficult fish to catch. And we're just getting nothing here. And it's already almost 11 o'clock. It's like, okay, this is not productive to be wasting our bait on these really, really low-end fish that we could just go somewhere else some another day. So what I'm doing is going back up to the mine cart, which is the fastest way to get home from here. And so those are awesome quick trips there. And stop with the wrong buttons. My gosh. I am not sure what's going on with that. Hitting that wrong button almost nonstop. Like, what the heck? I'm trying to chop things up and throw my fishing rod, and I hate that because the fishing rod, I think when you do what I just did, it wastes bait. So, my heavens. I really got to get my mouse keys down. So I was looking to see if I had any. I did. I had not had a iridium quality carp before. So cool on that. And everything else. Oh, good. We had a iridium quality bullhead. We had not had one before. So in the future, I'll probably start keeping 5 of each one. But for now, 2 is good. We need to sell the rest. That's obviously why we went fishing for dollars, and just pop them all in there and see if we can get some money. I don't remember all the things that we put in there earlier in the day. Oh, there's that strange trident thing. And trident dagger, is that what it's called? A broken trident, and it's a dagger. Like, okay, well, the Adventurers Guild can help us with that. One thing I did want to double check myself to make sure I wasn't crazy, that my sword was a lot better than that, and it was way better. Plus, early on in our game, we ended up with the dagger, and it was horrible. So I hate daggers, so I don't like them. I like being able to swing my sword because it hits creatures in a radius of you as opposed to straight on. I'm sure in different play styles that would be perfect. For me, it's not. So I won't have any use for it. So it's really kind of late. I don't like to get to bed this late, but we're going to head and hop in bed, get some sleep, and let's see what we ended up with our goodies here. So, okay. Let's check this out. So, honey, cheese, and truffle oil, mayonnaise, ale, and look at the melon jelly at $5.50 each. Whew, that's awesome. And then our fishing, from what little tiny bit that we did, it really wasn't that much. And look at that diamond. Whoa, hello there, 750 gold. And then we had a duck feather. So we ended up with over 7,500 gold overnight. That is fantastic. I was very happy with that. Now that's not, eventually we're going to be making bigger amounts, but that put us over the 50,000 mark, which is what I was shooting for as soon as possible. That was my hope. Let's see, Demetrius. So our relationship went up, and he sent us a recipe for Autumn's bounty. So again, that's one of the things, the benefits of increasing your relationships with people is they send you things like gifts and recipes. And eventually we want to collect all the recipes. So we came up here, saw the kitty already had water. Might as well check this. Yeah, we need a little bit of hay, and we'll get that in there. But we're going to go check all of our animals. Good morning, everybody. How's it going? Hey, Clara. Clara gave us a gray quality milk. Why, Clara? And I'm not trying to milk you, Bunny Rabbit, Mr. Thumper. Just trying to pet you. Try to milk the goat. Yep. Oh, look at that iridium quality. Thank you, Nanny. Check out the pig. We're at 12,480. And your value to me is getting closer and closer to you going to a new home. That's how I look at it anyway. And really what it does, you basically sell it. And that's why it says value. So we'll sell it soon. It gave us what we needed, which was one truffle. And I do not like searching around the grass looking for the truffles. That's just so annoying. I know there are people that grow pig farms, and more power to them, and I understand why. I mean, truffle oil is like 1,000 per bottle, so that's a really valuable thing. You can see I can't find any truffles. It's like, where the heck? I've used all the ones that I had. I'm trying to grab that oil so I can pop it in the shipping bin. So, you know, I hate digging around. There's probably some down there in that grass area somewhere. Sometimes they pop outside of the fenced area, and I had cleaned up the fenced area down here just in case, but I'm not seeing any. So you can't really see them. You have to put your mouse, like, follow yourself around, and you kind of stumble on one. So I never did find one this particular day. So anyway, we're going to go check our eggs. We got a whole bunch of eggs, including 2, not 1, but 2 dinosaur eggs. That is awesome. So we're going to put all of our eggs in here, and then we're going to take a look and reassess on what we want to do. What mayonnaise do we want? And we decide we want all dinosaur mayonnaise today. So that's our highest value mayonnaise product, and we're going to take it. That's why we grow the dinosaurs to begin with. All right, off we go. That part of our morning chores are done. We're going to check in here, check this tree, and it's growing nicely. And those star drops are growing nicely, so awesome. We'll get them soon. I think we had somebody that requested one. Was it Kent? I think it was Kent that requested one. We have, looks like a pale ale that's ready. So we're going to grab that. And what else do we got going? Oh, put away our things, and then we're going to put all this stuff into. I always organize it, or I try to always organize it by what I'm doing it with it. So all of these things here I know go into the shipping bin. I try to separate it because otherwise it's so easy to accidentally ship something that you did not mean to ship. It's like, oopsie-doo. So we're also going to grab our harvested things here, and oh, there's another melon. Oh, thank you so much. And tomatoes. Tomatoes can be used for cooking and pickling. Canned. It's canned tomatoes or whatever. I think it says pickled. I'm not sure. I can't remember. And we're going to grab these hops off the side here. As you can't see, you can't walk through them, which is one of the reasons that I hate the hops, because their plants are always in my way. And I was looking at the red cabbages that we planted. You can see that the 2 that had the deluxe speed grow are ahead of the one that wasn't. Do you see that? So I'm not sure how much and how fast, so we'll see. And let's see, put our resources away. Got a couple of batteries that came from our lightning rods during that epic storm. We need to keep our charcoal kiln going and our furnaces. So we're going to put in some copper this time. As you can see, in case you haven't watched the episode before, or you haven't played Stardew Valley before, that charcoal kiln takes 10 pieces of wood and makes a piece of charcoal. So since you don't get a whole lot otherwise, that's a great way to get some. And I was looking, what I wanted to do is pop a radish into the seed maker and see how long it takes for us to grow a radish, because I really liked, if I can, grow some more, more stuff. It is only the 20th. We've only got 28, we got 8 days left in the season, and it takes 6 days to grow radishes. So that tells me it's okay for me to take my radishes, what few I have, and to go ahead and put them in the seed maker and then plant them. That's what I was thinking. I also need to decide on 4 more items for the preserve jars. So let's go get our mouse wheel rolling around to the right place. We're going to do tomatoes. And we had done tomatoes before, and I didn't, of course, remember that. It's like, when I get this whole production going in a much larger way, then I do it all at once. So, for instance, I'll have the shed full of the preserve jars, and I will fill them all at once so that I can tell when it's time to pull the stuff out of them. If you do that, it's so much easier than having to check it every single day. You can just wait until they're all ready. And hi Pam, how you doing? So, making friends with our Pam there. And let's see, pop into town. And I do have a couple of geodes. Is there 3? I have 3 geodes. Oh, I saw that, sweet pea. So I've got a couple of geodes that I want to get processed by Clint. And oh, hey Lewis, how's it going? Yes, the Old Town bus has started again. It's not a mystery at all. I did it. You're very welcome. And giving Lewis a gift, it's good. And process our geodes. Who knows? Might get something worthwhile. Oh, earth crystals. That's a resource that we need, so that's a good thing. And a mineral that I don't think we do need, and stone. So, okay. Thanks, Clint. Those plain geodes generally don't give you the best stuff. It's just kind of there. But you know what? I process them anyway, because you never know. You might get that one thing that you've been looking for. So, anyway, let's go ahead and go home. I probably should have gone up to the Adventurers Guild, but it doesn't open till 2. So I kind of have to wait for that. And as you can see, most of the minerals, I'm keeping pretty much all of them. Eventually I can get rid of some of them that I know I don't use. I know I need the earth crystals. They are a resource that I know that I'm going to be using. I already have used them before. And some of the other ones we're going to get rid of. As you can see, I just pulled down 150 hardwood. 150 hardwood. And you can see I'm headed up north. Now, what do you think we might be doing? Yes, today is time to get Miss Robin working on the expansion of our farmhouse. So this upgrade cost us 150 wood, and it's going to cost us 50,000. Now, if you look at how much we have 52,798. So it's going to take most of the current money we have in our bank. But it was very important to me to go ahead and do it at this time. So it's like, I pause on yes for just a minute, but then I click it. We're down to 2,798 gold. But we are getting so close to hitting the goals that I set for the end of the second year, that I set in my own mind. And so that was an important one. That was a very important one to me. So it's 2 o'clock now, so the Adventurers Guild should be open. So we're going to pop in there real quick and see if, what's his name here? I can't remember his name. If he will buy his, yeah, he buys a trident. So thank you. We need money. Again, we need money. We need lots of money for other things. But the 2 main things that I absolutely, in my head, wanted to make sure that we got done by the end of this year, we're accomplishing them. So I'm feeling pretty good about it at this point. So we need to just keep moving forward and keep our progress going. I think I've said in a previous episode, I was talking about this, that someone on the forums was saying they never made it past the first winter because they didn't like winter and they were bored. Well, I think winter time, first off, my opinion on winter is it's really a great time to you work on your relationships. It's a great time to go in the mines if you haven't finished the mine stuff that you need to do. It's a good time to do that kind of thing. And if you have the greenhouse, you could plant stuff in there and get things processed. It's also a good time if you are going to be working on your farm. A lot of people, that's a good time that they can move things around. It's like, okay, I want to, you haven't got things planted, for instance, so I could completely change where I'm going to be planting things. If I'm not currently planting, you don't lose any growth time by doing it other times. So it's a good time for things like that. But I think that one of the reasons that someone like that would get bored, unless they don't like the game, then there's not much you can do about it. But goals are important to me. So I'm kind of following along the game goals and the goals of things that I know of, because I've played this game for so many years. I know of things. So I have these goals set based with that in mind. Plus, for this playthrough, I have a set of goals that I have to be able to share this game with you, and I want to be able to reach those particular things, and I know what they are. So I have a plan in place so that I'm not just randomly playing and not getting anywhere. I know what I'm doing. Look at that, interesting. Haley wants a diamond for 2,250. Now let's see. If we put it in our shipping bin and it's 750, or do we want to sell one for 2,250? That's kind of a no-brainer right there. Hello. My goodness, that was a very good quest. So we'll have to keep on top of that. Hopefully we'll get a diamond soon in our crystallarium. So that thing's pretty awesome, isn't it? So we're going to go do a little fishing today again. It's like one of those things, it's like, what can I do today to make money aside from my farming stuff? And really, fishing is one of them. I suppose you could go to the mines, but for me, I like safe activities, and fishing is a safe activity. Now, if you've only watched the beginning of my episodes, 1, 2, 3, 4, something like that, and then you jump ahead, you're going, wait a minute. She was complaining an awful lot about fishing in 1, 2, 3, 4. Well, I was, because it's no fun in the beginning, especially. It's really hard to fish. But as your skill increases, as you get better equipment, you get a better fishing rod, you're able to get bait, you're able to get bobbers. All of those things make fishing a lot less frustrating for me. So now it's a good revenue stream for me, especially this time of year, this time of the month when I don't have anything that I need to process. It doesn't take me very long to do the things that I need to do on the farm. I get them all done, and then I'm left with, 3/4 of the day or half the day. So I can do a couple of things. I can work on my relationships of the villagers, or I can go fishing, or both. So that's why I ran up there and said hi to Marnie. I just thought, say hi to her real quick and keep that relationship going. You can see we're not getting very far fast. So out of 4 items, 3 of them. Now I want you to watch this, what happens here. Look at Sabastian. Can you see what he's doing? I know it stops when I'm, watch what happens here. He's going to stop and he's going, but watch him very, very closely. His right hand. Can you see what he's doing? I was shocked. All of these years that I've played this game, I have never seen that, ever. And I do have my videos set so that children can't view them unless their parents let them. Like my grandson watches this, I think. But he's smoking. I was shocked. 2016, I had to have been playing since 2016. So it's almost 7 years I've been playing this game, and I've never seen that happen. Probably because I wasn't paying attention. So to me, that's fascinating, that small detail. And I also love it. There's a wonderful thread on the forums, and there's links to all kinds of useful things in the descriptions, but one of them is the forums. There's a great thread. I think it says something like things I learned today. I need to get on there and post that Sabastian smokes. I had no idea that Sabastian smokes. Now, I don't know if he does. I think he isn't he one of the marital singles I'm not sure. So I'm curious if that stops, if he, as your relationship gets better with him, he's friendlier, he's a happier person. That's what I've been told. I don't really know because I always choose Harvey. I think I picked Alex the first time, and then after that I've chosen Harvey. So I'm just really curious if that behavior changes or if he keeps doing that. I'm stunned again watching it, and I was stunned when I saw it. It's like, wow. I mean, it's not that it's necessarily a bad thing. It's just a really unusual thing to see in a game like this, especially. So anyway, amazing detail about that character. Each of the character have details about them that's just really interesting. Lots of history about them, and I'm not really good about paying too good attention about those kind of things. But when I saw that, like, wow, okay, there has to be a reason behind that. And we're getting treasure chests here, which is great. Here we got a couple of pieces of bait, not a big deal, but I love the treasure chest. And you can saw that I got a couple of really good geodes, frozen. I think they're called frozen geodes. So I don't know that we've gotten very many of those. So those are cool. We'll get those down to Clint soon. So anyway, I just had to show you that. I was just blown away by that detail. It's like, oh, okay. I mean, obviously this wouldn't be a game for, younger children necessarily. First off, they would have trouble with the controls. They would have trouble figuring out what to do. So smaller children wouldn't see that. But tweens, maybe. Not sure. That's such a small detail, and they would have to be really looking closely. And I don't know that's necessarily a bad thing for a tween to see. So I just thought it was something interesting to point out that I wanted to share with you. And so anyway, thought I would come down here. It's only 9 o'clock. And checking out the beach, and looky there, we got little, I call them wormy thingies, otherwise known as artifact spots. And we got clay. That's okay. We'll need it someday. And checking for the coral, because I really need to come down here often to get our coral supply. I'm really going to be working on this before spring of year 3 so that we can plant every plant with deluxe speed grow. So anyway, I was looking at the time. It's 9:50, and I've got a little bit of time, got a little bit of room in the backpack. And so I thought, well, let's go ahead and see what we can get here. And again, it's always best to have your right tools that you can use when you need them. Can't really hoe up the ocean, but you can fish in the ocean, which is what I'm trying to do. Oh my goodness. So let's see what we can get. It's after 10 p.m., so this would be evening time, and I don't really know what's available in the ocean in the evening time. But we got a halibut, and a iridium quality halibut. So, okay. That's better than we've been doing, so that was way cool. Anything with iridium quality is going to be worth good money, so that was a really cool thing. This one looks like it's moving around a little bit, and that gives me hope that it's something else, but it did go back down, so maybe not. No, another halibut. And our fishing tackle is worn out. Our backpack is almost completely full, so I say it's time to go home. Call it a day. Another day in Stardew Valley in the bag. So, not a bad day. We got our farmhouses being worked on for an expansion. So you can see people are starting to go home. They had been probably at the bar. A lot of people hang out in the bar in the evening times. And if you're trying to just to talk to people and take them gifts, it's a good idea to stop by there often and see the regulars in there and take them gifts and stuff. I always forget to go there. I'm not a bar person. I don't hang out. I'm not against bars. I just don't hang out in them. So I don't think of it. So it's one of those things. So right now I'm just checking out to make sure that I have the highest quality. I do have iridium quality halibuts. So again, I'm just checking, seeing how much of this we can put in our shipping bin, and it looks like quite a bit. So that's good. And why I didn't put my fishing rod away, I don't know. It's like, okay, I forgot to put the coral away. Oh my gosh. We got 2 kegs of things ready, and it looks like the preserve jar ready too. And I'm not sure why I'm doing tomatoes. I guess because I have so many. It's like, hurry up. I got too much stuff. I should have dumped the fish in the shipping bin, but I was trying to hurry because it's getting so late. And you know what happens when you hurry. You make mistakes. So that's what's happening. But it's okay. No big deal. That's pickled corn. We'll find out what that's valued at. And get our pale ales. Put our fishing rod away, which I should have done the first time. And let's see. Nope, I don't have. I thought I had some minerals to put away. I guess I don't. I must have already put that stuff away. So anyway, it's like, okay, let's come over here and dump the things in the shipping bin so we can see what the heck we've got. Because it's hard to see. Yep, keep that. Gonna get rid of that. All right. Much better. All right. So we have to take those frozen geodes to Clint. It's like, come on, put the coral away. It's 12:30. Ah. So we've had a very productive day. Look at that. So we'll see where we go. We had 20, what was it, 2,400 at the start of the day. Look at this. This is something different. Look on the right side of the screen coming across there. It's so cute. This is a little fairy, and what she does is she flies over your crops. She picks one and she puts fairy dust on it. And what it will do is in the morning, that plant will have advanced its growth farther than the other plants. Isn't that just a cute, adorable little thing? So let's see what we ended up with here. 5,900, and look at this all. Oh my gosh. Pickled corn's 150, not really great. Tomatoes 170, not really great. So we can spend other things on, keep that for other things. Sea urchins, not too shabby. And 1,100 on our fish. So those halibuts, whoo, 200 each. So those are a good thing to do to move down to the ocean. So 59.27 overnight, taking us to day 21 of summer and year number 2. Our grand total in our bank is 8,975. Harvey was in his office room. Each time when you get married, it creates a separate room for your spouse, their own little room, and it's different depending upon who that person is. So each one will have their own the layout of the room. Like he's got like medical equipment and stuff like that. So truffle oil, Mayor Lewis. Don't ask me why. This again is kind of the PG-13 part of the game that it's not super obvious. But if you remember, if you have watched earlier episodes, much earlier episodes, or if you have played the game, you'll remember it early on, Mayor Lewis has lost his purple shorts and asks you to find his purple shorts. You find out that his purple shorts are in Marnie's bedroom, and you have to raise your relationship with Marnie enough to be able to get those purple shorts. And now he's asking for truffle oil, or asking for, yeah, it says truffle oil, and says don't ask why. So put those two and two together and you get a hilarious backstory there that it doesn't have to be said. It's just there, and it's so funny. It's like, oh my gosh, when I saw that, it's like, that's just too cute. Again, like I said, that's not, tweens, they'll know, and it's not that big of a deal. But that's just too daggone funny. How's our piglet doing? 12,847. You can hang out for a little while longer. Just keep giving me the truffles, dude. Let's see. Eventually I'll run out of room in my place to keep him. But you can see we are almost a year and a half in, and the barn animals so far have not reproduced yet. They have automatic pregnancy that can happen, and I have set all of those 3 animals to do that. So I'm kind of surprised that we haven't had any babies born yet, but I don't know why not. I don't think it's a problem. I don't think it's a bug or anything, but eventually it will happen. Oop, I had a duck egg I couldn't see. Look at all those beautiful eggs. Got us another dinosaur egg. So this time we have 3 jars of dinosaur mayonnaise, so that's pretty cool. Not sure what we're going to do here. We want to kind of hang on to our dinosaur eggs because we want to make some more dinosaurs when it's time. So we did duck, that's okay. And we, by the way, we got a iridium quality rabbit's foot, which I think is a little bit creepy that rabbits give you rabbit feet. Oh, looky here. We got our very first ancient fruit. Now that is important and it's special. And I'm not going to talk more about it just yet. I'm going to tuck that ancient fruit away for now, and we will talk more about that later. So that was kind of important. Right now we're going to stop by the shipping bin and get rid of some things. There we go. Hello there, Miss Robin. And look at all these harvestables today. You don't want to bounce your tomatoes on the ground. That cannot be a good thing. But look at all this beautiful melons. Oh my heavens, look at them all. They are so pretty. And remember, those give us quite a bit of money when we make our jellies from them. And look at those red cabbages. They are growing like crazy. So I don't know if that one on the end is going to make it before the end of the season. I'm hoping so we didn't waste a seed. So we'll put all these away. Oh, look at all those melons. Those are beautiful. Now, if we don't tap into them too much, that's going to give us a really good head start on our seeds next year. So we'll see. It's kind of a balancing act at the beginning when you first start playing between saving things that you know you're going to need and selling things because you need the money. So at this point, again, I saw that duck feather and I thought, well, let's go ahead and get rid of one of them. At this point, it's really definitely a balancing act. And I think that as far as money, we're doing okay, but there's some things that I want to add. I just don't know if we're going to be able to before the end of fall. I would love to add a shed, at least one, if not two. I don't remember how much they cost to build, so I'll have to check that at some point. We're going to do these frozen geodes and see if we get anything that we haven't had before, and that's called a soapstone and plain old ordinary stone. And soapstone was something that we needed for Gunther, so that was pretty cool. That was from fishing, so how cool is that? So fishing can be very useful sometimes. So we're going to go ahead and donate that soapstone, and we don't get a reward for it, but that is okay. We're getting there. You get rewards at certain levels when you've donated X number of items, and we'll get there. And sometimes there's rewards for certain kinds, like a certain collection of items. So we're doing fine with that. That's a long-term goal, is to get all of the items for the museum donated, and we'll get there. It takes a while to find all of them because like you saw, there was something in a treasure chest, digging up the artifact spots, and just all kinds of places that you could find things like that. So I thought what I would do is maybe start working on some of the fall seeds that we're going to need in, let's see, 8 days from now, we are going to need fall seeds. So I thought, maybe we should start working on those in the seed maker. I usually, when I'm in full, what's the word I'm looking for? When I'm in full production and I've got everything in the way that I want it, starting the 15th of the month, I start working on making the seeds that I'm going to need for the next season. In my plan and my layout, I like to have 600 of my main crop. And if I always have a secondary crop, so 200 of that, and sometimes I have a third in line crop, and I like to have 200 of those too. So those are the number of seeds that I shoot for when I'm in full production. I'm not there. We don't have our farm laid out yet to take that many crops, and that's really 2 major plantings of the main crop. That's usually what that is, and that is more than I need, the 600. I don't know how I came up with that number in my head. I just did. So I always try to make sure I have that much. And as you can see, it's not, I don't need that much, even close. And when my farm is completely built out, I don't need that much. But I don't know. I should figure out how many I really truly need sometimes so that I don't drive myself crazy trying to get all those seeds ready. What I did here, in case you haven't watched any episodes and never played Stardew Valley, this is called the quarry. And I knew I hadn't been here in a long time. And the quarry has, as you can see, I'm getting iron ore like crazy, which is something I really needed. I was getting low on iron ore. Sometimes there's copper. There, I see a copper node over there. There's also artifact spots sometimes. And if you don't clear this out, then it's hard for those artifact spots to pop up. So that's why I come over here and cleaning this out. So, you know, the side benefit is we get tons of resources. We're getting wood, we're getting stone and coal, iron ore, copper ore. So all those things are important. And how easy is this to get it? And then I noticed there's a special one here. And look at that, a prismatic shard. Prismatic shards are extremely important. And you only get a few in the game. I don't know how many you get, but there's different things that we can do with them. I will show you what I choose and what those options are in the next episode. So that was a very important find to get a prismatic shard. I didn't even remember you could get one here. So that got me very, very excited. So basically, as you can see, I'm kind of doing this a little bit methodically. I'm cleaning the right-hand side, and I'm doing all stones, all ore nodes, like that's a copper ore node, and the mature trees. I prefer to leave the other trees. I don't see any reason to chop them down because they will mature into big trees, and then you can chop them down. And each mature tree that you chop down is going to give us, let's see how much we end up, 25 wood for a mature tree, whereas if I chop down those tiny trees, I think you get 1 or 4, something like that. So I'd rather wait. I'm no rush. I've got plenty of wood. So here's another one of those special things, and I got another prismatic shard. I couldn't believe that happened. I don't know that it's ever happened to me. Maybe it's common for you guys, but never to me. I was shocked. 2 prismatic shards. So it's like, okay, maybe we need to clear this out a little more often. So we've got a number of things to do with those. And again, next episode, we'll talk about those and what my choices are, what options are. If you want to go to the wiki, you can search it yourself on what uses those prismatic shards have. So those are very, very rare and very, very important items. So as you can see, I'm just cleaning on up. We also got a secret note there when we were, when I don't remember where it came from. I think it was one of the, just a plain rock. I don't know. I started to say it came from the special node that we had. So look at this. It's like, okay, does this mean that she's just telling us she carries these animals? I don't know what that note means. I probably ought to go back and check that out. There was another one that I had gotten that I wanted to go back and look at again. Some of them, obviously, last day of the season, 12 noon, I hid something. So I got to go back and look at these because this is the one I wanted to look at. I want to find that location, and we will. And I thought, you know what? Look at my energy. It's almost completely gone. Plus, I was like, wow, I'm so excited about these prismatic shards. So I wanted to go back and see if I could find that location that little hand-drawn map was showing me to see what it was. Generally, it's a spot that you have to dig up. So I was pretty sure that I knew sort of where it was. So I thought, you know, that'd be a good thing to go do. Let's go find out. So sometimes it's okay to go on a little adventure like this, even though, I mean, it's only 5:50 p.m. I pretty much did all of the clearing out of the quarry that I could do because my energy is almost completely gone. So anyway, I'm looking along here thinking, I wonder if this is where this is trying to send me. It looked like that it's right next to a bridge it goes over, and it looked like there was a little fence. Again, I wanted to look at it again. That's a nice thing about them staying in your impact. See, it looks like a little fence on the left. Looks like there's a bridge, and then you go up and it's right next to a side of a little wall. So this area right here looked exactly in the right place to me. So I thought, well, let's dig a spot and see. And look at that. A strange green doll. Okay, so we've got some pretty interesting items that we have no idea what they are, what they're for, and we're going to figure all of that out. I was just like, okay. So my backpack has never looked like that before. Plus, I wanted you to note that we got a bunch of iridium ore. So those really strange looking rocks, those were iridium ore nodes. And those nodes ended up giving us iridium ore and these prismatic shards. And so I thought that was amazing. It had other things in them too, but that's the two things that we got out of them that were rare that we really needed. So super duper. That was an excellent choice and day to go there. And I had no idea if there was luck involved. I have no idea. I was just very, very excited that it happened. Look at that, 5 pieces of iridium ore, taking our grand total to 7, which means we can only make 1 more bar. And you can see we only have 1 bar. We need a bunch for the iridium sprinklers. And so we'll get more as time goes on. But for now we're going to let the ore sit because we can't do anything with it. We don't have enough to do anything with it. So just keeping the kiln and the furnaces cranking along for us. And since we got some, I was really happy that we got so much iron ore. We needed it. We were getting very low to the point where I was thinking that we may have to go to the mines, and we still might. Keeping the tree seeds, and again, I'm looking at those going, oh my gosh. And I'm put that copper pan is for when you see it looks like little sparkles in the water, and you can pan for ore. Again, I'm working on the seeds for the fall, and so 2 pumpkins gave us 5 seeds, so you can see how that works. It's like, okay. And also I noticed that we had an ale ready, so we're going to grab that. So that should bring us a good bit of money. Put our seed away, our 5 seeds away. And we're going to put this ale in the shipping bin. Hello, Robin. Keep working. Keep working away. Again, I was checking to see if there was anything else that I hadn't grabbed. I was looking for the oak resin. I don't see any. The other trees that I had tapped. So I was looking for all, and I was also looking for any artifact spots. Didn't see anything like that. Just never know. Of course, I have this whole place covered in grass. It's like, oh my gosh. Which is fine. We're going to need it. We are definitely going to have more silos. So with that, I think that's pretty much going to be the end of our day. And it's going to be the end of our episode. Thank you so much for watching and joining me along on this journey. If you have not done so, please subscribe to my channel. It helps YouTube like me a little bit better, and it also lets me know that I'm doing something that other people find valuable. Thank you again, and the most important thing is I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day.